How many billable hours does it take someone with experience to optimize a 2,000 word blog article in Surfer? Thanks in advance. Um,
Uh, there's a lot of variables that are going to go into,
yeah,
that in that, let's say it's a very basic affiliate article about products that are easily found on the internet. It's easily digestible. And whereas I saw a question earlier today, like if Surfer says you need this amount, then do you need to make sure that you've got exactly that amount? The answer is no, right? So long as you're being kind of general and using the Surfer guidelines as a kind of way to paint this narrative, if it's simple information, I would say, you give them two 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe. It also depends how long they've been doing it and how used to the topics they are, or how used to the topics and how used to Surfer itself.
and it depends like how far off the article is. So like
Yeah,
for
that too.
example, I just redid our free backlinks article, and it was from where Surfer wanted it to be. It was way off. Like it
Right.
needed a lot added to it, like a lot of new content written, a lot of new sections added. So if they're having to do something like that, it could take considerably longer, like two, three times, four times as long, as if you know compared to if they just had to go in and do some little tweaks and whatever. Like if the article is close and they just have to go and kind of mess around, adding some keywords here and there, and messing with some headings or whatever, like you could really do it in like less than an hour if it was already pretty close,
Yeah.
right? Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. Some articles might not take much time at all. Yeah.
yeah, and then like Nick was saying, 2 to 3 hours is what I would expect if it's a pretty decent amount of work they got to do, but not like crazy. But then if the article is like our article and it's way off and it's way old and there's just so much new information now that needs to be added to it, then you're looking at it's almost like writing a new article, really.
Right.
Um, so yeah, and then Nick made a good point as well about how difficult the article is. So if the worker is not familiar with the subject matter, it's going to take considerably longer than if they actually know what all the stuff is. Like if they're
Right.
really if it's about plumbing or whatever, and they're experts on plumbing, they'll be able to go in and just pump in the keywords exactly where they need to be in no time at all, right? But if they don't
Hmm.
know anything about plumbing, if they're a computer programmer, they're not going to know any of this stuff, right? So it could
Right.
just end up taking longer. So yeah, you're gonna kind of have to gauge it. It's a conversation you'll have to have with your optimizer or your writer or your VA, whatever you want to call them, and try to kind of figure it out from there. The best thing, you have to, what is that saying? You have to be able to inspect what you
Inspect what you
expect.
expect.
So basically, like
I
go
love that
in
saying.
and do one or two yourself. Do it
Yeah.
yourself. See how long it takes, and then if someone's saying it's going to take way longer, you'd be like, no, dude, like that doesn't take that long. Or maybe it does take them that long, and you need to find someone that can do it quicker, right? Or
Right.
maybe you want to give them the time to learn and kind of build them up as an employee. It just really depends on how you want to
Hmm.
handle it at that point. But I like being able to do things myself and kind of judge it from there. Otherwise, you're kind of just shooting into the shooting darts. What was this saying?
Shooting into the
Yeah, shooting
dark.
in the dark. Okay.
I mean, well, I don't know what darts, but yeah, yeah, dark sounds good. Yeah, I just had something.
We're gonna give Nick a second.
I'm gonna need it. It was actually pretty decent.
I bet it was real smart.
Well, okay, yeah, sure. Not all people that move through tasks like this quickly are going to give you the level of quality work you want either. So, like Chris is saying about inspecting the elements that you wish to have, um, maybe there's somebody that comes in, can optimize things via Surfer in like 30 minutes. However, it's really half-assed. It's stuffing keywords in there to make things green, etc. Versus somebody that takes a couple of hours, but is very articulate with what they're saying, is actually developing this content into something that somebody might read, find interest and use for, etc., right? And when you think about that, then think about your return on your investment, right? Like not just the initial gratification of, oh, I only had to pay for half an hour or, an hour for this to get done and I'm done with it, but rather the quality of what you're getting. And sometimes letting the person that's going to take a little bit more time to be meticulous with that subject matter is going to be way more worthwhile than just trying to save a few pennies on the dollar. Especially, if we're thinking about affiliate income, we're talking about residual income. So the foundation that you build, what you actually put out there, is going to resonate in more long-term cash for you typically. So, that's something else to consider.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.